Hi, welcome back to my channel, Tea Time with Peace and Joy. This is Doris. So today we are going to talk about goal setting. So people may be thinking, I don't know what my life goal is. That is too big a topic. I don't want to talk about it. That's too overwhelming. No, I understand that is too overwhelming, but there are small goals that we can set in life that can really help us to improve our life quality and even our mental health. So we are going to talk about the tips of goal setting today. And in this series, there will be 3 videos. The first one, we are going to talk about goal setting, how to set the goal. And then the second one, we are going to talk about how to make it less overwhelming in the process of achieving the goal. Okay, and the last but not least, the third video, we are going to talk about time management, because all of us are so busy. How can we, out of our busy schedule, still achieve the goal that we want to achieve? Okay, so before we go on, if you like this type of videos, you can give me a thumbs up here, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell so you'll get the notification when I get the next video upload. And feel free to share with your friends as well. I really want the information to get out to help more people. Alright, so in these few years, I think a lot of people are talking about some goals in life. For example, tidying up, right? Do you see that Netflix series about it? Really clean up the house to live a more simple life. When you're cleaning up the house, it's almost like cleaning up your inside as well, right? So that a lot of people want to, live a more simple life, like downsizing. That is one of them. And then the other one is healthy lifestyle, right? Being more active, for example, or eating more healthily. So I'm going to talk about exercising today, use it as an example. And next time I will use another one as an example. So tips for setting goal. The first one, you have to understand the reason behind your goal. What are you talking about? Okay, so if I say that I want to be healthier, a lot of times it's not just because I want to be healthier. There are reasons behind it. It could be because, I'm tired of getting sick all the time. I always have this flu always come to me, and I don't really want it. It's unwelcome, but it's always here, or other type of sickness, or if you want to, if you have a child, you may want to spend time with them. I really want myself to be able to run around in the park with them with no problem at all. Or if you have grandchildren, right? Or it could be like, I really want to be still being healthy when I retire, so I can enjoy my retirement and I can travel the world, right? So there is a reason behind why we want to be healthy, or other goals that you want to have. So you have to understand the reason behind that. Okay, that is the first tip. Second tip, you can envision it in your mind. You have to picture in your mind to make it more like a picture in your mind. So it's really concrete and you know why you want to do it. So for example, if you want to run around in the park with your children or grandchildren, you can draw that out, right? Or if you're not good in drawing, no problem, you can write it out, right? So that will help your mind to develop that picture, and that will serve as your motivator along the way. Okay, so tip number 3 is to decide on a time frame. We all know if we work, we know that if there is no deadline for a certain project, that project probably is never going to get done, just because other projects have deadlines, then that takes the priority, right? So it is very important for us to set a time frame for things. So for example, I may want to say, I want to start working out this week, and I'm going to do it 3 times a week this week. And because I don't exercise at all, I have trouble going up the stairs. So what I'll do is I will start small, only 10 minutes. And then next week, I will try to do 15 minutes, and then 20 minutes. And at the end of the month, I will try to get to 30 minutes and 3 times a week. Okay, so if you give yourself that time frame, again, it's really concrete. It's easier for your mind to process it and to remember your plan. If you make it really, really complicated, all the details and whatsoever, that will be too complicated and your mind will be overwhelmed by that. And most likely you don't want to think about it. So you want it to be have a time frame in it. And number 4 is to keep it measurable and attainable. Just like what I have, right? Measurable, the time and the frequency, both are measurable. And attainable, because I never really worked out before. I want it to start small, 10 minutes and then 15, 20, right? So all those are good tips. And number 5, we want it to be simple and clear. I kind of like got ahead of myself a little bit, right? So, it has to be really simple, really clear, or our brain is not really processing it. Okay, so number 6, you want to share it with a supporter. So it can be your friend, it can be your family, but sometimes when we are doing it, we need some encouragement. And the supporter can serve as that one to encourage you and also to hold you accountable. So you can talk to a friend about it. You can talk to a family member about it, asking them, can you hold me accountable? And sometimes you can even exchange with them. Like, do you have any goals that you want to achieve as well? Maybe we can hold each other accountable, right? So, and it's very interesting because as human beings, sometimes when we promise ourselves certain things, we'll be like, oh, that's okay, I'll start next week, or whatever. But once you talk to a friend about it and they are going to hold you accountable, first of all, you got someone to motivate you, and second, you may not want your friend or your family to be disappointed, so you will do it, right? So that is another, that just gives you another motivation to do it. Okay, and then number 7 is to limit your goals to a couple or just a few at a time. If I want to clean up and I want to start eating healthy and I want to start exercising and I also want to get my work-life balance and I want to make more friends, like if you have all those goals in your mind, that'll be too much. And think about it, for example, when we were when you get it into a habit, it's easier for you to do, and once it runs smoothly, it's okay, like you will be able to focus on other things. But before that, it's harder, right? So so that is just a tip for you. And you can start exercising after like 3 months, for example. It became your habit already. You don't really have to put a lot of effort into keep doing it. You still have to put some effort in it, but not as much as at the beginning. And then you can also add on other goals, okay? So last but not least, number 8, the payoff. You can internally, you can remind yourself, envision, what is going to happen, why you want it to happen at the beginning, right? The reason behind it. At the same time, it can be something external. So for example, I really want that purse, or I really want to have that stationery set, but I'm not getting it for myself yet. Once I achieve this goal, I'm going to get myself that thing, like no matter what it is, depending on what your lifestyle is, your budget is, it can be really, really different. It can be a car, it can be anything, but you know yourself. So get something as a reward. It can be a Netflix subscription. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Netflix. It could be a new laptop. It can be a new phone, like anything, okay? So you know yourself and you know what your motivator will be. It doesn't have to be big at all. It can be just like, that nice notebook that I see, or something. Okay. All right, so those are the tips, and I want to repeat it once more so you will remember better. So number 1 is to understand the reason behind your goal. Second is to envision it. Number 3 is to decide on a time frame. Number 4, make it measurable and attainable. Number 5, keep it simple. Number 6, share with a friend or a family member. Number 7, limit your goals to a couple or a few at a time. And last but not least, try to have maybe an external motivator for yourself. Okay? It can even be, oh, I really want to see that movie, and I haven't watched it yet, but I really want to watch it. So it can be something like that, like so small, but yet it will help yourself to motivate yourself to keep doing what you're doing, because there is a process. So next time we are going to talk about how to make it less overwhelming. All right, but before we go, I really want to also share with you this Bible verse. Is in Jeremiah 29 verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So a lot of times we may not understand the goal for ourselves. It could be something big, it can be really small, but if we start with setting goals with small things around us, we set the example for ourselves. Like you do it once, you do it twice, and you know that it's doable. You build up that confidence, and it's easier for you to do bigger things. And when you're ready for the bigger things, you may want to pray. You may want to see what God has in mind for you. And God always wants us to be good, like will always want us to benefit us, instead of like, oh, I really want you to fail. No, he always wants something good for us. So you can try to pray and see what God has in life for you. And for a lot of people, you may be confused. There may be times when you are not so sure what you want to do with your lives. Meaningless in life is one big thing that people are fighting with, especially in the past few years. And so there are things that you can do. For example, if you are not so sure what occupation you want to get into, if you're not so sure what is in front of you, like what you really want to do, I will recommend you doing some type of, for example, personality test. I can probably link some websites below in the description box, and you can go try it out. It's not like those playful ones that you do online and you can't trust them. No, those are well developed ones, and they will tell you about your personality, and it will also tell you what occupation or what direction is good in your life, and those can be the starting point maybe. All right, so thank you so much for watching till the end, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.